some live readings for you all today. It'll be live for the hour. I haven't done this for a few weeks. It's been a busy few weeks, and I'm actually off to England, believe it or not, for just a few days, seeing some family. That's nice. It's nice. Well, I hope you're all doing well. I can hardly believe we're nearing the end of February. Finally, finally. Finally. Anyway, it feels like time is it's kind of like rushing by and going by so slowly at the same time. Very strange. I'll show you something fun that someone gave me today. My very dear friend Peggy. She dropped by for a session and she gave me this. This is, I don't know if that's coming out the right way. It's actually a David Bowie inspired um, set of tarot cards. Not easy to read with. I'll show you. This is how it opens. Oh dear, I'm not doing this well. That's cool, isn't it? I'm probably not going to read with them. Because they're very I don't know, they're very particular, shall we say. What else I'm going to tell you? Let me see. I will be giving a retreat at Unity Village in. It's going to be late August. I'll have information on that pretty soon. What else? Just before I get started. Oh, something funny happened earlier on. So my middle son Eden, he comes to me and he says Eden, my middle son, he comes to me and he says, Dad, when you get older, do you learn how to fight? And he's saying that because he watches Teen Titans and Batman and MCU and all these things. He said, when you get older, you learn how to fight. It means physically. And I said, no. I said, no. In fact, when you get older, you actually try not to get into fights. And sort of explained what he meant, and it was thoroughly disappointing to him what I said. But I wanted to share a little bit about that just with you while I can, because fighting is an interesting concept. Don't have enough time to get into it here, but I'll say this: if one is doing one's best to walk a conscious path, then fighting is not the most constructive thing to be doing. Hear me out. And I'm saying that because to fight is to lose a lot of energy. Because when you fight something, in general, it's going to be something you don't want, you don't like, you have an adverse reaction to. The thing is, when you fight it, you get more of it. If someone's rude to you, someone affronts you in some way, knocks into you, or is verbally rude to you, the instinctual reaction is to give some of that back, which means of the original energetic construct, there is now more. It's bigger, right? There's more of what you don't want. And this is different to standing your ground, where you hold your space and you don't add to it. You don't compound and multiply it, okay? That's different to fighting for something. Let's say you want a greener planet, a purer planet. You can direct your energy towards that. A greener planet, a cleaner planet, which means the things and the people that you don't want to happen, or you think are spoiling it, that will get supported too, as it were. You see, at the end of the day, this comes down to separation, doesn't it? A separated mind thinks about defense and attack. A somewhat unified mind, we're all doing our best with it, looks to create, looks to come together, looks to bring together, okay? You've maybe heard an expression like the good fight. That's where we are fighting our own, let's say, inner critic, our own insecurity, our own complacency for the purpose of growing and becoming a more integrated person. So there's so much can be said about fighting, but I hope you understand it's about being mindful and conscious of the direction of your energy flow at a given time, right? What do you want to happen? Do you want what you want to happen, or do you want to build, or do you want more of what you don't want, right? That's really the choice. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So the questions are coming. And let's get to work. Emily. Any insight or direction as I'm continuing your job search? Right. Okay. Oh, interesting choice of song, Emily. Do you know, Emily, what I'm seeing here is you're asking for guidance on an existing on an existing trajectory that you're on. Okay, so what I'm getting here is actually, and I need to explain this. If I'm saying slow down, I don't mean slowing down the activity. I mean slowing down your gotta get moving. Okay. It's a reminder to you that what you are right now, you bring to your next. And I know that I'm best person to preach on this, but the state of being you're doing, whatever this is, if you're looking for jobs, if you're interviewing, right? The state of mind showing up in, the state of mind you're preparing to do that in is a state of mind that you will be showing up in a few months when you have the job you want. And I'm seeing a bit of an energetic rush here. I'm seeing a bit of energetic miscommunication here. So I want to say, don't slow down your activity, but pull your attributes and elements into your body, as it were. I don't know if I've talked to you about that before, but even if I haven't, just the idea of just bringing your elements and attributes into your body. When we're looking for a job, when we're moving, things like that, we're sending parts of us off into the future, just where it needs to go, but also got to withdraw it into us so that we can be more fully here. Because that's what I'm seeing. Need for you to be solid in your body, eating well, and so on. Not trying to run away from family and all of that, because your trajectory is just fine. It's how it's more. You could have this trajectory at the same pace with less agitation. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay, so don't slow down your activity and resumes and all of that. Don't slow that down, but bring yourself more into your body now. Okay. Barbara. Okay, Sergeant waitressing, will this be successful, or should I try to find something less demanding on, I don't know what miles, I don't know what that word is. Okay. Myself, that's what you mean. Waitressing looks good. I can well imagine I can well imagine how that might feel demanding in this moment. My ex-wife used to be a waitress, and I used to hear an awful lot about that, how challenging that work is. But actually, I see it being tremendously empowering for you, for what it's worth. Barbara? Okay. Will you stay in the 2 jobs you have now for a while? It looks that way. I'm getting, I don't know if you're interested in tarot, Kathy, but I'm looking at 2 pages here. Unusual to find, there's only 4 in the deck, unusual to find that in a spread where I only pull 3 cards. But those are about long-term, a long, it's about an early phase. And so a long-term growth. So I would say yes. I would say yes. Yes. From Carol. So it's from Wendy. It's from Carol. Oh, I see. Okay. This time. So I needed to take a minute there, Wendy, because it's you that's going to be sharing this, okay? Because it's not quite as simple as present, right? There's more that goes on than that. You've got 2 people, and you've got the one in body, right? That's sometimes switched on, sometimes not switched on, as it were. You've got the other being in spirit, as it were, that is doing its own process in their own process of healing. Okay, so your question was, is Randy spirit energy present at this time? My answer is sometimes, because of 2 variables: one him, one her. And when the energy is present, which means appropriate to be connected at that time, it is very, very present, but not all the time, because there's other things to go on. And I'm saying this, 1, because I'm seeing it, and 2, I hope that it is of comfort that beyond this existence, this realm, and this world, a lot else goes on, and we're only, our time in this body, in this body, this incarnation, is the most minute fraction of that. And so his spirit and soul is requiring things. One of those things is to be in connection with her. Present all the time, I don't see that. Present some of the time, absolutely yes. Diana. Love to know, moving forward in your education journey, how well I am, and am I going on the right flow for me? Let's read that again. I would love to know, moving forward on my education, how well I am, and And am I going on the right flow for me? Okay. I'll tell you why I'm pausing in a minute. The answer is yes. You're on the right flow. Absolutely yes. I tell you why I'm pausing, Diana, is because I see that it's not strong, but I see that you don't quite feel that. So you know what? I'm not going to throw paper around the table. Let me just speak to this right now. Your flow seems fine. No, screw that. Your flow is fine. You seem a little constricted right now. And while I wouldn't normally say things like think more positively or think about what you want to happen, I actually would say that to you. I think you need to be unraveled a bit. I think you've been gotten close like this. The trouble is when we do that, the energy field follows suit, and our ability to be hopeful and optimistic gets compromised there. So that needs to come out. But that's only in regard to how you feel and to quell the self-questioning and so on, because your flow seems good. It's we're a few months down the road as I'm looking here, but the opportunities there. And you'll notice that you will know that because you have this sense of peace which returns more frequently. You think, well, this is odd. I'm feeling okay. What is up here? Because it's unusual, isn't it? But that's a few months down the road. Right now, you need to open up. Yeah, that's a good idea. So some stretches, throw the shoulders back, start there. Start thinking about what you want to happen. I don't like to be so vanilla about things, but sometimes it freaking works. Okay, your flow is good. And I hope within the next 48 hours you see that too. Well, Anne, if you were the first person to post your question, I'm not seeing it here. That's not what showed up on my stream. So let's have a look here. Sorry, sorry it took so long to see your question. How soon will you hear from your male friend, or is he breaking up with you? I get that you're going to hear from him reasonably soon, like in the next. 3 weeks. Okay, that's not as soon as I'd hope, but anyway, I don't see that he's breaking up with you. Distracted, I would say. Distracted, but I don't see he's breaking up with you. You know, if I were to pose that question to you that you've just brought to me, I'm not even going to say it, but if I was to ask you the other way around, have a think about what you would say to me. Okay. I'm saying that in terms of, because, you know, I don't know you, Anne, but how we can lose our power to people and situations. Just something to think about, okay? But I don't think he's going to break up with you. Oh dear. Okay. Carol, is it time to share your story? Here we go. It's not time, Carol. And let me just be clear. That's not indicative of you, your story. It's things are getting prepared, right? You wouldn't want to eat a meal that hadn't been cooked yet. You wouldn't get in a car that hadn't been put together, right? And so things are getting worked out behind the scenes for you, very much so. For what I don't know if you're interested in tarot or any of these things, but I get the Emperor card for not quite yet. Not quite yet. The Emperor card is one of a strong foundation building. Okay. It's one thing to share it's one thing to have the information. It's another thing to have the integration in one, which is the energy that gets delivered. That's what people receive. So not quite time yet, not indicative of your story, not indicative of you, just indicative of time. I'm saying it because I'm really hoping to be constructive, because I feel you have something incredible, phenomenal, beautiful, powerful to share there. Yeah, I'm just yeah. Patricia. I'd love to know if my son Ian's upcoming surgery is going to be successful. We saw a couple of doctors. We had conflicting opinions. Okay. Get a great read on that. I get a great read on it, Patrice. Yeah, I'm actually a little relieved with questions like that. All majors to me, meaning Spirit is taking care of that. I mean, Spirit takes care of everything, but you know, there's degrees of that too. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Trisha. Oops, there we go. So what are you asking here? Will I ever be with my male friend? Okay. I don't know what's going on today, guys. A lot of you are throwing the same question in again and again. Please don't do that. It's not how this works. I'm just going down one at a time. One at a time. Okay? So. Patricia, as gently and tactfully as I can say this, I don't see that you will. I'm not seeing that in the way that I believe you want to. Love has many different applications and expressions. I've actually just gone through this with someone that I have a deep soul love for and with, and this is not the lifetime for that, lifetime for other things and so on. So in the way that I believe you are seeking it, wanting it, I'm not seeing it. Okay. I don't wish to be tactless or blunt there. I am, someone has asked for general messages. I'm not doing general messages at this time, so I will skip over this one. If you have a specific question, please ask it. I leave the general messages to the first 10 minutes of these sessions. Okay. If you've got a specific question, drop it in. Otherwise, I'm going to move on. Victoria. I was thinking about you, Victoria. I hope you're well. Doing a basic level workshop out of town this weekend. Will the information I receive be significant enough for me that I should be prepared to take next level workshop, or will this basic level workshop be adequate for me? Thank you. I think this will be significant for you, actually, Victoria. I really do. I have a question about it, or a pondering that and obviously all I know is the couple of lines you've written there, but I'm wondering about when. I'm wondering about when. I also think you're going to not want to. So this is a funny conversation, number one, because I can't talk to you, but I do think it's a good idea. I do think you're going to not want to. I think maybe someone's going to upset you there and it's going to put you off. So really some of this is more a case of when. I do think you should take the next level. I do think it's significant. I do think it's going to bring stuff up for you. How soon do you need to do or need to commit to the second level? That's something to ponder. But I do think it's going to be significant for you. Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, God. Okay. I do have time for this question, Kathy. Is your grandson Leo psychic? Let's have a look. Interesting. He is okay. He is very sensitive, and so this brings up the question. And you've got you know, Kathy, you'll have your own take on the word psychic. What is psychic other than sensitivity or receptivity to streams of current in consciousness, then equated with the mental body to be turned into or converted into information? That's what we think of as psychic. It's connection. It's connection. He strikes me as particularly sensitive. Now, you know as well as I do that psychic people and sensitive people often occupy the same space. I would, in terms of supporting him, because I don't know where your question's coming from, in terms of supporting him, I'd encourage you to see him as particularly sensitive rather than psychic. You will support his connecting ability if you support his sensitivity, and that means the let's say the cleanliness, the integrity of energy around him, his environment. Because I'm picking up on a few arguments around him. Not all the time, but some, and it affects him. Okay, and everyone in their own way is psychic. I hope you're all hearing this. Everyone is in their own way psychic. We all pick up things. We all get insights. All get it. Ideally, we want that to be a balanced part of us, a supportive part of us, because it should be. It should be. So that's what I have to say. Yeah, no, I figured he was young. Felt it. All right. Well, I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to ask to you all to take a breath with me. Just take a breath with me. If we got a few of us together, we can move a bit of energy. I like to say a prayer. I say a prayer for you all, for what you need, for what you want. For those out there that don't know to even ask for prayer, other people pray for them. Wonderful. Well, thank you all. I will see you another time. I know I skipped a Tuesday there. Other things were going on. Life happens. But I do my best. Anyway, I will see you another time. Love to you all. I wish you all a great week, a great weekend. It's a new moon, I think. Still new moon energy. So set your intentions. And Pisces full moon, very powerful. New moon is very powerful. Set your intentions if you feel like doing that tonight. But I will say good night and see you again soon.